If you have a concealer palette, if you have a beauty blender, if you have a concealer brush, if you have a hair bond glue or a hair wax gel, if you have a spoolie, if you have a fluffy brush, if you have a precise brush, and then you're going to top it up with a powder palette or any powder that you have, then you can create this beautiful eyebrow look with me, like I said, with just your concealer palette. No eye pencil, no eyebrow gel is required. So join me, let us recreate this beautiful eyebrow look together. First things first is to use your spoolie and then your hair bond glue to brush up your brows. Next brush is our fluffy brush and then our powder. I'm just going to use a shade not too fair as well as not too dark. This is how you're going to damp it. Okay, don't just do it like this. Damp it like this on your brows. The next thing is your concealer palette. Okay, so I'm using the dark shade of my concealer palette. Just look for the darkest color in the concealer palette. You could use this for your brows, to do your brows. Okay, and then we can start outlining our brows. Please do not take a lot. Little by little does it for us. Remember, this is how to do your brows. When you get to the arc, you then come down. Remember, we always leave the space here for our hair strokes. Okay, this is the arc, then we have to curve. Here's the remaining part on the brush and just use it for the end part of your brows. So this is what we've achieved basically, and then we're going to start drawing our hair-like strokes. The next thing we are going to do is to conceal. So for the lower part of our brows, we're going to be using 2 shades lighter than our skin color. The reason why we do this is so that that part can easily pop. So you just have to go quietly and slowly to make sure that you are concealing right. Just follow the steps in the video. And then for the upper part of the brows, you'd notice we're using a darker color and we're using 2 shades darker than my skin color, or maybe a shade darker than my skin color. Whichever one you have can actually work. Just make sure that you go for the one that is comfortable for you. The reason why we do this is so that it will be easy for us to blend out the excess concealer around the brows when that time comes. So I went in with more of my concealer, brown concealer, and I wanted to add more color and just adjust the places the concealer might have taken off, and just apply more hair-like strokes and just get this over with. Conceal more and just make sure everywhere is quite defined. You might not be getting the best results, but then now finally you're going to just use a beauty blender and blend out the excess concealer. So guys, we are almost done. There is one final thing I think you need to do. So because we use a concealer to achieve this, there's every tendency that it could stain your hand if you do not seal it with something. It's a fluffy brush or any brush you have at all, and then dump it into a powder. Put it at the back of your hand like this, okay? And then you're going to calmly damp it on your brows. The reason why I do this is to just seal the brows and make it to actually last longer. So when your hand touches it, it's not gonna stain, okay? See, it's not stained. So this is very, 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 very important, especially if you're going to be using your concealer to recreate this look. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.